Good morning, African Stars International School learners. I'm Selvi, your grade 6 social studies teacher. Welcome to our 13th e-learning lesson of term 2. Today, this topic will still talk about technology for development and welfare by looking at the disadvantages of technology. Before we start with our lesson, let us look at the answers to the previous activity, activity 5.5 on page 94. Question 1, it's only one question. The Olympic Games can now be transmitted live to almost all countries in the world. How is this possible? It's because of the satellites, the usage of satellites. TV and radio signals are sent by radio waves up to a satellite, also phone signals, because some people can watch the games on their phones. Satellites are high up in the sky and can see a large area, can cover a large area of the earth at a time. This makes it possible to send signals back down to a different place on earth in a very short time. Okay, now disadvantages of technology. Last time we talked about the advantages, so technology also has disadvantages, and modern technology has affected people's life and the environment in a negative way. Technology can be dangerous if technology is not used responsibly. If technology is not used responsibly, it can hold many dangers. For example, reckless driving and carelessness can cause terrible accidents. Electricity can burn and choke people and other things if used irresponsibly. Technology can cause pollution also. Many factories which uses technology pollute and damage the environment. Either they pollute the air by the different types of chemicals which they are releasing into the air, and also the different types of poisons and chemicals which are being thrown into the ground, so they can pollute the soil and sometimes can also pollute our oceans and seas. Technology can lead to fewer jobs, meaning fewer people are needed to do the work, as most work is being done by machine. For example, robots making a car. Instead of people doing a car, it's the robot. So they will only need one person who is controlling the computer. And also in the conveyor belt, only few people who need to monitor the movement of the food which is being transported by the conveyor belt. Technology also can lead to thousands of people to be killed during war, because they've now invented things such as guns, bombs, landmines, which has replaced spears, bows and arrows in killing people. Because this ammunition, they make it easier to kill lots of people at once. They now use warships or planes to kill people from space at once. And during war, they still use submarine, and which is a ship that can travel underwater. So the enemies can just come without being seen. All of a sudden you see them coming out of the submarine. And drones, they use drones, which are aeroplanes flown by the computers and no pilots inside. So even if they shoot at the aeroplane, at that drone, it won't do anything because there is no one inside. And also nuclear weapons. These are weapons that use nuclear reaction that release a huge amount of explosive energy. So people, they inhale that chemicals in the nuclear reaction and they die at once. They also use missiles, which are the weapons that can be sent long distances through the air before they explode. Inhalation of excess chemicals also, they lead to people dying because they damage the lungs and also the livers, the inside of the people. And also because of technology, many people, especially the young ones, are glued on their gadgets such as the computers, the tablets, the iPads, and also the phones. And this leads to skills being forgotten. And also when people are on social media or they are using their gadgets, can also lead to cyberbullying, which leads to stress and depression, which may lead to suicide also. And it also made it easy for criminals to steal from us. Those criminals who hacks our phones or our computers, our information, and then maybe they have access to our cell phone banking and they steal money in our banks. And also, um, it made it easy for the criminals to organize organized crimes because they are communicating with each other on the phones and then they rob people in the banks. Okay? Professions in technology. What is a profession? Profession is a job for which special training is required. When a person studies for maybe 4 years or 3 years or 2 months so that they can be able to get required skills. So profession is a skilled occupation. Most jobs are profession because many people go for training. For example, teachers, nurses, IT technicians, engineers, and doctors. Most of the jobs. And many professions uses technology. Some people have jobs to create power and support the systems that runs the world. So, for example, the computer programmers who, or the internet people who makes it possible for people to communicate with each other. And it's important that people who work with modern technology are well trained and skilled in their jobs because technology, we said, can be dangerous. And the people who uses technology can include engineers and the radiographers because they need to scanning machines to scan the inside of the bodies, and also the doctors. Same thing, the surgeons, they need the scanners to check inside of the body, and also the computer programmers, the IT technicians, and yes, the teachers, what teachers are doing now, they are using computers also. So basically, most of the profession uses technology to do their jobs. Okay. Now time for activity. Activity 5.7 on page 97 in your Social Studies Grade 6 textbook. Only question 1. Choose a different technological tool and compare its advantages and disadvantages. We have come to the end of today's lesson. Answers to the activity will be provided in our next lesson. Remember to keep safe, wash your hands, and avoid crowded places to fight COVID-19. Thank you.